So it's happened. A lot sooner than we had imagined, but we're here and Tuchel is not. Bowley and his men decided a long time ago. Make no mistake about it. I think even a part of Tuchel knew his time had come. His sunken demeanour, his lack of energy on the sideline compared to the start of his reign. The man had been worn down to his very last layer, answering to the media about the conflict in Ukraine, dealing with the pressures of potential liquidation, coping with a divorce, building a relationship with new owners that in hindsight was doomed to fail. Roman's whole backroom staff has left, and Tuchel was the final piece of the puzzle. The only reason he's been kept longer is due to the love from the vast majority of fans that we have for this manager, our manager. And so sacking so early would have been carnage. But with a rather large dip in form, players not performing, and particular ones seemingly sabotaging an already damaged man, the uppers saw the first opportunity to relieve him of his duties. And so off he went, without even a proper goodbye. After everything he's done, a man who took us from a struggling side towards the back end of Frank Lampard's time as manager to a European Championship winning side once more. Super Cup winners for the first time since 1998. World champions for the first time ever. 6 finals in total within 100 matches. With that said, there is more to this, absolutely. Looking back at his time at PSG, that too came to an end due to poor communications, poor relationships between him and the board. And so with all of the aforementioned issues listed, that too has come to fruition for the German once again. However, this time, surely due to his frustrations with all those surrounding him. The players who have downed tools, the board who seemingly don't understand the sports and absolutely don't know more than Thomas Tuchel himself. Reports of his unwillingness to interact as frequently as they had wished in a WhatsApp group. The list goes on. Believe me, whether now or in a few weeks or months, Tuchel was doomed by no fault of his own, but by the hand he'd been given towards the end of his Chelsea career. The speed of which Bowley is now moving for the reported managers to replace Thomas Tuchel is evidence enough that this had been predetermined, maybe even long before the season had begun. To the man himself, Thomas Tuchel, all I can say is thank you. Thank you. And even that will never be enough. Thank you for giving us, the Chelsea fans, something to cheer, something to get happy about, get passionate about during times of uncertainty, COVID, liquidation. You brought the club completely back to life. And in the harshest time of the club's history, you kept it afloat. Thank you, Thomas Tuchel. So what's next for Chelsea Football Club? Graham Potter, a manager with little experience at a high-performing club. Sure, he's in good form as of late with Brighton. With star players, with big egos, and again, an owner who may have already shown his true colours a little too soon for any aspiring Chelsea managers in the future. Will a manager like him, or Pochettino, God forbid, be able to provide what Bowley is looking for? Can they live up to what he's asking for? It already reeks of American ownership to the highest degree, with the statement of the ownership now 100 days in and don't see Tuchel to be the man for the job. In those 100 days, we've seen Petr Cech leave his beloved Chelsea. Marina part ways. He's made himself sporting director. An absolute farce of a transfer window now looking back, as none of those players were purchased with Tuchel in mind, given the time that he's been given since the ending of the transfer window. And if they were, how will they fit into the new manager's plans, if at all? 200 million plus pounds spent, and just days after, Tuchel is gone, discarded. Like what he's done for the club is nothing. Todd, mate, listen. You've got a lot of explaining, a lot of making up to do, and a lot to answer for in the coming months and years that you are the owner of this club. If you think you are bigger than the club, I can assure you this will not end well for any of us. There are so many examples to look at to support this claim. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to Thomas Tuchel, and up the Chelsea. It's Tuchel time!